Oh hey, didn't see you there. I'm rocking out to my new favorite program, Traktor Pro, virtual software for DJs that are intermediate, novice, or very experienced and want to take their games to the next level. In this tutorial, I'll be taking you through the basic functions of Traktor Pro with my good man, loop expert, Ryan Dellier.
What's up?
With my good man, blend expert, Ryan Dellier.
It gets hot when I
And with me, Ryan Dellier. Basic overall, knowledgeable character on the program Traktor Pro. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial as much as I do.
Alright, let's get right into it. For those of you that have been in the game for a while, this is a MIDI board. This is how I'm controlling the actual effects that you see on the screen for Traktor Pro. Volume fading, equalizing the high, mid, low sounds in the track, as well as a crossfader that allows you to blend two tracks together. Not to mention the awesome effects that Traktor Pro has to offer for music.
Oh yeah!
Also pertinent information when you're starting the program is looking to set your major volumes. Volumes are also important when bringing tracks in and out, when blending tracks together.
Oh yeah!
So DJ Blendmaster Ryan Dellier 3000, what about the special effects that Traktor Pro has to offer?
Let me just turn down the gain so I can answer the question. I'm very glad that you asked. Special effects are stored in the drop-down menu located at the top of the screen. There's a wide variety of special effects you may choose. To start this special effect, just simply click the on button and adjust the knobs as you deem necessary, changing the speed, the rate, and the feed. As you'll note, the song changes the more you increase or decrease these knobs individually or together. To simply reset, just hit the reset button. The song will go back to normal. Let's take a look at a second feature called the delay. Now the delay is very interesting because what it does is forces the track to loop back on itself, creating a multi-beat song. As you'll notice, as the delay is increased on the dry wet knob on a 4/4 rate or a 3/8 bar rate, and the feed is increased to the filter, it creates a different tempo and a different song altogether. Again, to reset, hit the reset button. The final effect I'd like to show you is the phaser. Similar to the flanger, it operates in the same manner, with the feed, the rate, and the speed adjustments with the dry wet knob, individually or in combination. As these features are increased, you can hear the manipulation of the track, again creating a brand new track. To reset, simply hit the reset button, similar to the flanger and the delay effects. Now to turn it over to my main man, Loopmaster 3000, Ryan Dellier. Thank you, Blendmaster Ryan Dellier 3000. So, we are talking about loops now, and right now I'm in a 32-bar loop. Looping is what I love to do, and loops are very, very effective for DJs that are mixing not only house, progressive, top 40, blues, anything that requires a loop to buy you some time if you're mixing two tracks, or just for plain build-up, and I'll show you that build-up in a second. So right now we're running on an 8-bar loop. As you notice, every 8 bar the track repeats. Now 4 bars, 4-bar loop. Again repeating 2 bars, 2 bars, 2 bars. Now we go into a 1-bar loop. You feel the build-up, the build-up, the build-up, and release, boom, back in the track. So what this does for an audience is builds them up. They get pumped about the track that's repeating, that's looping, and then they feel the bass pumping, and then when the loop is released, the audience releases as well, and everyone has a great time. Okay, so let's talk a bit about pitch bending. We haven't actually added the track yet to blend, so we haven't covered this component yet. Syncing is an option. When you load a track into the deck, as I'm doing in deck B, you have the option to sync. 128 beats per minute is the BPM. You need to match those two tracks on the BPM 128 in order for them to sync up properly. Now, zooming in here, what I'm doing is dragging the actual track to the first beat in the track. So lining it up, putting it into a loop so it's easier to bring in, and syncing it again to 128. Now, I wait for the one, I hit play, and now both tracks are playing. As I click on the headphone icon there, I'm able to hear. What you're hearing now is the sound you will hear in your headphones as you mix. The audience won't hear this sound. This is strictly what you hear in your head. What the audience will hear is where the crossfader is positioned, if you notice at the bottom of your screen, positioned on the left or towards track in deck A. That is what the audience hears. As soon as you move that crossfader over slightly, the audience then can hear both tracks playing. We'll get to that in 1 second. So as I take the headphone feature off, you will notice that the track will disappear momentarily before I bring it in with a crossfader. Now moving it over slightly, you can hear the difference. If I put it all the way over to track B, you can hear just track B. I put it back all the way over to track A, you just hear track A. So you can hear where the blending now starts to occur and how crucial the crossfader is in creating that blending component. So now for house particular, you wait for the one beat in order to drop a congruency between the tracks when bringing them together. So I've released the 16 bar loop. Now I'm bringing the crossfader over, and you'll now notice that both tracks are playing. You can hear them both playing. And what it comes down to now is balancing EQ. So if you look at the top of your screen, I've moved the lows over, I've moved the highs over slightly, and what I will do is start reducing the lows, the mids, the high sounds in track A in order to counterbalance what I'm adding in track B. As I'm doing that now, you notice. And you can hear the differences in the sounds as I'm doing this. Now we're central crossfader right now, which means both songs are playing equally. However, that's not true because the EQs dictate the sounds that are coming out of both tracks. Now I've hard cut it over to deck B as a way to get out of the song. Hard cuts are also an option when you're doing top 40. Not as prevalent in house, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I wanted to show you what a hard cut would look like. And now you're fully immersed in deck B's track. The flashing on deck A indicates that the track is going to end, and that if you don't have another song queued up, you better get one in there fast because you don't have much time left. I'm going to turn it over now to Blendmaster 3000. That mix was tight! Yo, Loop Master Ryan Delier 3000, where did you learn to mix like that? I'm gonna be having a job. Anyway, what I'm doing here is loading up the next track. We got it on going now for right up, first beat, synced up, 128 BPM, what Loop Master Ryan Delier 3000 was talking about. Got it good to go, alright? So I kind of do know what I'm doing. Don't listen to everything he says, because it's not all true. So, as we get this track ready, I'm waiting for the one beat, and the house track is playing now. Boom, it's in. I got it looped at 16, so once it hits 16 bars, it will loop back to the beginning of the song. Again, a useful feature if you're bringing in a track, you don't really know what it's going to sound like or when you're going to want to drop the full track in. It gives you a little sample. Okay, again, if you want to use the headphone feature, that icon there works for deck A just as it did for deck B. You can hear what the track sounds like before going live with it, which is the audience can then hear it if you're live. So I've decided to go live with this for the tutorial. Crossfader now is moving towards the center. EQs are still where they were prior to the track's beginning. I haven't touched those yet. Everything's pretty stationary. Now I begin to fiddle with the EQs. So turning up the bass a bit on track A, turning down the bass a bit on track B, and letting the bass drop officially on the one. Boom. I want to thank you both, Loop Master, Blendmaster 3000s, for coming out here and showing us how this program operates. And I want to make one final comment on the actual songs. They are imported from iTunes, so retrieving songs is never difficult. It's right there in your playlist. So thanks for watching and happy mixing.